I was going to say that SEO with Fat Joe is as peaceful as this, but then the birds are all having fights.
Did you know that Google personalizes many searches by city, and Also Asked is the only tool to access live People Also Ask data at city level? Try for free at alsoasked.com.
Tired of SEO guesswork? Quadra's AI agent goes deeper to uncover high-impact optimizations and completes hours of SEO in minutes. Get started now.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? Yes, great, thank you. Before we start, I'd like to know, do you all here work PPC? Who does? Please raise your hand. Okay, great, almost anyone. When a colleague asked me some story about me, I said, all smart people started in some kind of agency, learned by spending other people's money, and then after they made something else. That's what smart people do. I did completely the opposite. I learned for my budget, my money, but that helped me to be extra motivated not to spend money on the wrong way. I come from Croatia. Who has ever been in Croatia? Who wants to go to Croatia? Okay, great. It's really lovely country, and you should all be visiting. Today I will speak about Performance Max campaigns, show a case study that we did with some really good numbers, and tell you how we did it. Who wants to hear? Okay, let's start with the client. Every project starts with a client. Every client has some kind of history, and we need to adapt to that. We had the luck that our client is pretty big one. This case is made in Adriatic region. So there are countries like Slovenia, Croatia. It's a market of around 3 to 4 million people. So whatever numbers you see, you could multiply that with around 20, just to have imagine how it would look on UK market. We had the luck, our client is a big company, consumer electronics store, multiple locations, top of mind for a lot of people, so pretty good case. I have to warn you, in Adriatic region there are no shopping campaigns. And let's now start to think a little bit why to do Performance Max, how you could be all confused, right? If there are no shopping campaigns, what about Pmax? Well, we adapted that problem. I assume this is how Google would like all of us to think about Performance Max. Strong, feel safe, give money to that black box, and that's it. We don't have many options, but that's not exactly what we will do. And if I start session with why do we hate Performance Max, we could speak all day, right? When you saw first time Performance Max, who was happy? Please raise your hands. Okay, few hands in audience. I know how frustrated I was in beginning when I was trying to do anything with Performance Max. One of reasons why to hate it is cannibalization. Cannibalization of brand traffic, cannibalization of other campaigns. So it's like that people who always say, it's me, I did it, it's me. Well, okay, but where is incrementality in that? If we spend the money to campaigns that doesn't deliver incrementality, then actually we suck. And what's even the bigger problem? How should we know if we did some incrementality or not? On most of the projects, it's really hard to measure. And I'd like to know, how do you feel about Performance Max transparency? Do you feel very well? Not exactly. And when I put everything on one place, who is the idiot who would use Performance Max? Why? And on top of everything, lack of control, limited transparency, everything, client had previous bad history with Performance Max. So we had to not only deal with all technical issues, but also with clients' fear. So it was double problem, and let's prepare to journey. On the beginning, we had to set some rules with the client because client is excellent, but also very demanding. They are data-driven and they are very involved. They have internal team who failed to do something with Performance Max, so task was hard. On the beginning of every project, we start with goals, because if we don't have clear focus what the goals are, then most probably it won't be a successful cooperation. And client ask, where is it asked to do? Cost of sale, 2%. I know it's a holy grail, it's something out of the books, but that means tROAS 50. That's not so easy at all. But okay, we said we accept, but we will call this an experiment. And then there is another problem. Even when we say tROAS 50, perfect, from Google Ads interface or from somewhere else, those numbers are not the same. And we checked ERP, and when we compare it to Google Analytics 4, we were very lucky. On some projects, those numbers are different, maybe even 50% of data is missing. Here it was as good as possible, so we agreed to stick to GA4 data. One moment. Okay. As client is very involved, we left to clients to measure incrementality, to check marketing efficiency ratio. We talked about that, but we left that to them. We needed to give them food for thoughts, so they would leave us in peace to do our job. And also there is a brand experiment. Why? As I said, client had a lot of fear. It's a huge brand, and they said Performance Max will take all our brand traffic, and that's it. And we made the easiest decision possible. We will make double campaigns, one with brand exclusion and one without. And from there we will see, is it perfect scenario? Maybe not, but we had to prove our clients that Performance Max can do a job even without brand. So when you compare all that, it's one huge experiment. So let's get ready to start. If I had to run with these people, then I should start running as fast as possible. But when we started this project, we did quite the opposite. We took a lot of time. We started with very little budget, €5 per day, €10 per day, and that's it. We started with very small amount of money. There is not much that you can do with Performance Max. You cannot control most of the things, but we can control money. So we started with a little bit of amount of money. Even before that, we had to make basics. Double digit of asset groups per campaign. We had luck, we have arrived to a project with a lot of campaigns, a lot of ad groups. So we already had a lot of data. We didn't quite exactly copy one ad group to one asset group, but you get the idea. This is where we have started. And we look, does it make sense to make or not asset group? And we used audience signals. We had more than 100 remarketing groups on account. Okay, we made them, but the whole process of preparation took a couple of weeks, so we already had a lot of data. In custom audiences, we put a lot of keywords and search terms that we saw in account. We put in URLs of competitors, specific campaigns, so that it goes as precise as possible. And of course, in market audience, we didn't upload customer list because client said, no, we don't want to feed Google with that data. They will use it against us. It was out of possibility to talk about that. When we spoke about ads, we actually only asked custom-made video. We didn't let AI do it. We didn't took TV ads, something like that. All other materials were already good. We just took several videos. It wasn't hard to do. One thing that I was unsure how to set up was to set up target ROAS. Because if I would put target ROAS 50, that would be 5,000, I wouldn't go far. So instantly I took 1,500 with lower goal. Google made the results sooner, and that campaign started faster. Is it really important? I'm not sure, but we made tests, so here is my experience. And when we speak target ROAS, we decided, as I said, to look on GA4. This is very important, as you will see later. Additional problem that I saw, first, GA4 is slow. You have to wait data 1 day, sometimes even 2 days. But we have even bigger issue, because people don't buy exactly first time when they see ad. Sometimes they see ad on Monday, they buy on Wednesday, or even later. And I wasn't exactly sure enough how many days do we need to wait to get results. And when you are aiming for that high ROAS 50, it can easily go to 20, 30, or 100 if you are not precise. And what was solution? To track everything. What does that mean? I took enough time, and every morning with the coffee, I would spend around 30 minutes to check. So all the numbers from one day, I would copy, add another day, and I watched day by day. In beginning, I tracked for 15 to 30 days. Later, I saw that there is no reason to do that. For instance, I compared GA4 ROAS to ads ROAS. This is only one of the things. Conversion value and conversion value by time. What does that mean? If someone sees ad on Monday, and if they buy on Wednesday, what does that mean? Conversion value will write that it happened on Monday, but conversion value by time will say Wednesday. This is something that helped us to understand the data better. And from our experiment, we saw that in day one, we see data that can be accurate from about 50% to 95%. It's really spread. But 2 months of doing data analysis manual, it showed us that from first day we have around 72% of data. When we did the math, that meant in GA4 in ads, if we have a ROAS 70 on the first day, it will raise to 100. And why did it want 100? Because the data said, you will see on the end, Performance campaign said that they are double better than they are. Actually, GA4 would, with attribution, take half of that. So whatever the result was in Performance Max, GA4 said it's only 50% attributed really to Performance Max. We saw that in the data. And how to control the uncontrollable? We don't have much things that we can do, but we have started with very little amount of money, and we decided Performance Max is a wild horse. We cannot do much, but we can give food, money, as much as they deserve. And you have seen ROAS 70 is something that we wanted. In that case, don't touch. And we watched last 3 days and last 7 days, starting from yesterday, so that we see short-term spikes and a little bit longer spikes. And we only used this. What we had with this, it took us 4 weeks, 4 campaigns to start really working. But pretty soon that wild horse became happy pony. It did just as we wanted. And even if they would stop for a moment, we would decrease the money. And it doesn't make any difference that we said to Google Ads, we want ROAS 15. If we didn't have what we wanted, we decreased the money. And over time, Google accepted our game and played together with us. And what was the total impact of Pmax? Here you can see, we spent a little bit less than 13,500 euro. This is period of around 3 to 4 months, you will see data. GA4 confirmed that we have sold online revenue 700,000. Performance Max said only double, 1.3 million. But I said that the company has a lot of offline stores, and when we checked ROPO effect, about less than 50% of all sales is online. And from there, as we agreed in advance, company agreed that we can double whatever is revenue online. So they accepted that with Performance Max, we did around 1.4 million of total revenue. This is a matter of agreement. It's not science. We didn't go to marketing mix modeling, all that. We didn't have resources to do that, but it was agreed upon the time. And in our case, as you can see, on GA4, we had ROAS 52, but in ads, it was written 98. What would happen if from beginning we would target ROAS 50 in ads? Our overall result would be disaster in terms of what we could, what we agreed with the client. From here, you can see, okay, it's Croatian language, but TV, smartwatch, it's not important as it didn't do much job. Notebooks, mobile phones. If you check mobile phones, it's with brand. This means without exclusion and without brand. In matter of ROAS, it can be very similar. Of course, what's different? Different is volume. And on this way, it's always a play between profit and volume, like every time. Could we get much more volume? Yes, if we would decrease the profit. But the client said what they said. They know their margins. They wanted to go straight to profit. This is something that we didn't communicate much because we couldn't change mindset. With notebooks, it was still a little bit different. Brand was much more important. And the biggest difference actually was for TVs. We couldn't manage to do, and if you see, we spent only less than 500 euro. With TV without brand, this didn't work. But that's the reason why that campaign received low amount of money, so they didn't impact our profitability. That was asked. And on this way, can you promise efficiency? Yes, you can. Can you, in the same way, promise volumes? No, you cannot do both. So I have seen on audits a lot of times that people go with Performance Max trying to take new customers. I'm aware that this wasn't the case here. Let's just see how it went. So we have started in beginning of September, and it went really, really slowly. Around 1 month, it went further. Unfortunately, we could do Black Friday here. It was around somewhere here, but the client decided it's Black Friday, people will buy anyway, turn off campaigns. So if they didn't do it, we would make easily another couple of 100,000 euro. So experiment succeeded. We proved the client that Performance Max can be very profitable, and we basically really used it as a tool to collect all people that are here somewhere, just they were not ready. And in this case, do we have a problem with brand cannibalization? No. we separated campaigns and we could control it. Do we have cannibalization of other campaigns? Again, no. Why? Because GA4 gave us attribution. Even if it lowered other campaigns, that wasn't an issue, because with cost of sale 2%, if other campaigns are not profitable enough, that's not problem of Performance Max. But here on this project, we had a lot of awareness marketing and performance marketing. And Performance Max campaign just came to collect all revenue, but on profitable way. And what are prerequisites for this result? You cannot do this with some brand that has just started. But on any good project, you can use this way of using Performance Max to collect and to make extra profit on the project. How a result could be even better if we had more reasonable target ROAS, we could easily make the volume of 3 or 4 million per this market. And if we want to go to UK market just to take perception, multiply all numbers with factor 20. So you see on the small market, this is really huge numbers. And of course, shout out to Mike Rhodes. Thank you very much, man. Your scripts are really powerful and they helped a lot. Okay, thank you. That would be all from me.